Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Recyclotrons, LLC, your local solid waste specialists, and we are here today to present to you our proposal for the design contest with the Solid Waste Association of North America to help Valley County meet their recycling goals. But first, we will introduce ourselves.
Hello, my name is Joe Crawford.
I'm Megan Percy.
I'm Alex Owen.
I'm Nate Harvey.
And I'm Emily Grafflin.
So the issue at hand is that the Solid Waste Authority of Valley County is currently not meeting their goal of 80% recycling by weight by 2035. In addition to this, they are currently questioning how they determine those recycling rates. As of right now, it is based off of combined all recyclables and then weighing that. An alternative to this would be establishing some sort of weighted metric based off the embodied energy in the different recycling materials such as aluminum to glass, etc. And then to meet this goal, they will by and large need to increase public participation in these recycling programs so that they can meet whatever goal or whatever metric they then choose. To do this, we, the Recyclotrons, will analyze 4 different metrics employed globally around the planet, and then from this, craft a tailored solution for Valley County based on what has been proven to work around the planet. And from there, we will address specific programs that they can implement to help engage the public more so to meet their recycling goal.
The impact that optimizing this recycling process may have is of interest to several groups of people, and those include the citizens of Valley County themselves, local governments, industries and businesses that are contributing a lot to the recycling stream, and then the recycling facilities and municipal solid waste facilities. We plan to provide a solution that can help the recycling facilities and the municipal solid waste facilities best work together to conserve energy and materials, and also hope to provide a solution that is economically viable for all the stakeholders. The biggest issue for the citizens of Valley County right now is determining whether their current recycle by weight metric is accounting for all of the embodied energies that go along with the goods contributed to the recycling stream. An example of this, like Alex said, is glass versus aluminum. The recycle by weight metrics are basically defined as the mass input minus the mass output into recycling plants and don't account for embodied energies. So we plan to provide a solution that incorporates both greenhouse gas emissions and the embodied energies, hopefully leading to the most optimized rates of success and recycling.
So what we're looking at here is a pretty basic process flow diagram for your typical municipal recycling facility. The inputs include curbside recycling pickup as well as dumpster recyclables, and those are brought into the plant where they're sorted into piles based on the materials that are in that single stream. The outputs for these facilities can vary a lot depending on the capabilities of the municipality. Certain municipalities will have more waste or can recycle more plastic than others. Anything that can't be sent to a secondary recycling facility will just be sent to landfill. Another thing that might be interesting to a lot of people is that these single streams are sorted by hand most of the time. Every once in a while you'll see an automated sorting system, but it's usually done by paid workers at the recycling facility itself, and this can lead to cross-contamination, which can decrease the efficiency of the recycling rates later down the line. So that's going to be something we look into to optimize the recycling rates for Valley County.
So, this is blank, but trust me, there's something good behind this. So, there are 3 things that all engineers absolutely love. We love tables, units, and numbers. So I got a little surprise for you. Here is a table with number and units. So, as Alex and Megan were explaining earlier, there's a huge emphasis on the amount of energy that can be saved through those recycling processes, especially for materials like aluminum that require a lot of energy to mine, to process, and to transform into usable products. However, there are multiple aspects that we need to consider when we're evaluating environmental impacts of these different materials, including the amount of water that is saved from these processes, especially in modern times now where we're finding that water that readily accessible water is harder to access, so this is going to be something that is crucial to these processes. And then there are other aspects like the amount of waste that is diverted from landfills and the amount of air pollution reduction that can be achieved from each of these materials. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of variation between each of these, so that is going to play a crucial role in our evaluation of the recycling processes of emphasis. And so now I want to walk the class through sort of a brief scenario of how this can apply and the types of approaches that we'll utilize in our analysis. So let's say one county has achieved a recycling rate of about 90%, but their recycling streams are consisting mostly of plastic. Now let's say there is another county that achieves only a 60% recycling rate, however a large portion of their recycling stream is aluminum. So although one may seem to have better recycling rates than the other, once again we have to take into account the embodied energy savings as well as those other environmental impacts that come about from diverting plastic, aluminum, and other materials from landfills. And in order to effectively do this, we need to look at multiple locations that have implemented either incentivized recycling through financial incentives or through proper monitoring infrastructure that can record, track, and publish the amount of waste that is going to the landfill or that is being diverted from landfill and going directly into recycling facilities. And states like Oregon and Florida have implemented both of these policies with incentivizing recycling and also carefully tracking how much of that material is being recycled. And as a result, states like Oregon and Florida have seen fairly high recycling rates, and even some locations are projected to increase in future years. Now, other states like California have only implemented recycling credits or other recycling incentives, but they have not carefully monitored the amount of material that is being recycled or diverted from landfill. And whether it's coincidence or not, there has been observed to be declining recycling rates, and they are falling short of the recycling goals that they have set within their own state. And another case study that we looked at was the United Kingdom that publishes very intensive and thorough tracking of their recycled material, but they, like California, are experiencing fairly low recycling rates. And all of these factors we're going to be taking into account as we go about our analysis so that we can best produce reliable solutions for the South Valley Authority.
So with respect to current recycling rates, we need to consider new methods to standardize the recycling metrics. Some of these methods include the environmental impact, which is looking at the greenhouse gas emissions from materials that would go to landfill versus them going to recycling, and also looking at the energy saved. The second is landfill preservation. This is looking at the volume of landfill that is saved by material being recycled. The third is waste to energy, and this is taking into account the energy that can be embodied in materials that would otherwise go to landfill. So our mission is to provide Valley County with alternative recycling assessment methods and to suggest improvements to recycling rate determinations on a triple bottom line assessment. Do you have any questions?